This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Once again, very good morning and thanks for joining. So yesterday we discussed a little bit intro about licensing part and history about SQL and a little intro about SQL Server, not much about. Uh, and Poonam, you were having some question, right? Let me clarify that one, and then we'll jump into the session.
Yeah, sure.
Anyone, anytime you can
Okay.
ask any questions. Okay? Yeah.
Actually, now, yeah, I yesterday I was watching one video, like weight type. Okay, so there is a parallelism, max degree of parallelism and cost threshold for parallelism. So you explained very well, no doubt. But still, I have a confusion one regarding one thing. Okay, you said that we have to put the max degree of parallelism that will be 4 or 8 according to NOMA and like that. Malo, you had just explained the one table, and cost threshold for parallelism that should be the 30 to 50. So I so that simple queries don't run in a parallel thread. So I which matlab SQL server on which basis decide that कि this query should run in a single thread and if this query should run in parallel thread. So
Okay.
that's the
Yeah.
confusion.
No, very simple answer. Basically, whatever you are running in SQL Server. So, for example, you are running a select statement. Okay,
Yeah,
select star
yeah.
from employee table, for example. Okay,
Hmm.
so if you are running select statement, so SQL Server will treat as a thread internally. Everything,
Yeah,
either it can be select or insert or update anything. SQL Server will treat it
yes,
as a thread. Okay,
yeah,
so your optimizer is a cost-based optimizer. Our optimizer. So today we are going to
yeah.
discuss a little bit, not do depth, but little bit about SQL architecture because to depth will go in the advanced level. Optimizer will place one of the very crucial role in entire SQL Server database engine. So they here the optimizer will place entire
Yes.
crucial role. So optimizer is a cost base. So optimizer will estimate a cost for this select statement. If the cost is crossing this cost threshold parallelism 5 units, uh, don't call it as a 5 seconds. You can call it as a 5 units.
Yeah, unit. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Once it cross this 5 units, your query cross this 5 units, your thread will be paralyzed. Until unless your cost is below this five, your thread will run in a single.
Okay, okay, okay.
Once it cross this is cost is a parallelism value, your thread will be paralyzed. How many threads
Okay.
it will paralyzed based on your max drop value.
Max degree of parallelism. Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, yesterday I got one issue regarding the blocking. Actually, some application team told me that ki, Poonam, can you check that there is a issue? Some query is running very, matlab it's not just running. Okay, it's not completing. So can you check that is there any blocking? So I just take that there are multiple blocking. Okay, so told him that there's a most of the blocking. So he asked me that give me the user ID, which ID blocking is there is a blocking. So I provided him the user ID, and he told me that he just kill that ID. So I killed. After killing that, again it came. मतलब most of the I just killed five or six times, and just it came. So I just I'm not able to do that. So I just called to my team lead that there is a matlab, issue blocking is not clearing. So he told me that okay, I'll check because I'm not matlab, that much more experience in
Okay.
the performance tuning. So he just changed the snapshot isolation and max degree of parallelism and threshold. That is the threshold should be the 50 and max degree was 4 and snapshot isolation he also changed. Read committed snapshot isolation. So what is the role of that? Matlab, after that, it
Yeah, actually there
everything
is
is
a
working.
relation. There is a relation. There are three major things we should know. It's not easy to explain right away. Okay,
Acha,
like
okay.
reads, and isolation level, logs,
Okay,
logs,
okay.
deadlocks. These are the five concepts, very interesting concepts actually. Basically, we will troubleshoot blocking and deadlocks in real world. Most of the cases we'll go and see every time locks. Locks is a default. Whatever you are performing in SQL Server, SQL will place a lock. Either it can be insert or update or delete.
Yeah.
SQL Server will
Yes.
place a lock.
Lock.
So when the blocking will occur, right? For example, you are performing one insert operation. Poonam is performing one insert operation on an employee table. Same time, same time, okay, Mohan wanted to update the same table. Then SQL Server will already place a lock on Poonam. So SQL Server, what SQL Server will do? SQL Server will block the Mohan until you complete. Until this insert complete, no one can perform any other transaction. So because these are business transactions, inserts, update, deletes. SQL Server will place exclusive lock. SQL Server will place exclusive lock. So
Exclusive.
uh, that's what. Why your team lead changed to snapshot isolation level means, okay, snapshot will help us a lot to avoid the blockings and deadlocks. How means internally, whenever you are reading the data. So, for example, on that database, you are performing lot many reads. Okay, so what SQL will do, right? SQL will row version into the temp DB. So whatever you are reading the data, so SQL Server will make everything into the temp DB, and SQL will release the lock on the base table. Now next
Okay.
time when you are performing anything, you are spinning the data in the temp DB, not original table. Original table is already released, SQL Server.
Mm.
So to avoid multiple locks, snapshot isolation level is the one of the best technique. But again, if you are configuring snapshot isolation level, make sure that you need to configure tempdb properly. Otherwise, you will see tempdb contention again.
Okay. But
So there are a lot of relation.
actually,
All this, all these concepts
actually,
will be in touch in advanced level. No worries, everyone.
okay. Okay, I'll wait. No
Okay,
issue.
yeah. Actually,
Okay, thank you.
this
Thank you
time
so
I'm
much.
yeah, yeah. Always that's what anyone, everyone, raise the questions. Okay, we will discuss everything here. This time I'm planning in a bit different way. Instead of portraying the PPTs and explaining, okay, let's uh, straight away let's go for concept wise. So that because here if I'm reducing the time in the starting, so more time I will get in the performance tuning.
Yeah, that is a
Getting my
very
point?
tough because that everything is the good. Matlab, we can get it from everything, but performance thing is very tough.
Yeah, perform. That's what I will make so easy. But that's what in day one I am telling. Okay, I am just giving you 75 to 80% content. Okay, not 100%. No trainer will give 100%. Don't trust
Yeah,
anyone,
right.
sir. Only
Yes.
75 to 80 because that 25% you should learn. Whenever you worked in real time, you got some issue. You just spend some time with that issue. Definitely you will learn. We are giving ideas like how what is the max drop, how to see the max drop. Okay, so in the different see, everyone will troubleshoot. Either I will troubleshoot or you will troubleshoot, anyone troubleshoot. But in a simple way, how you are troubleshooting, because application team will hurry every time. So how much time you want, how much time you want, my application is running slow, I'm not able to perform anything. Okay, they will come up with the different uh, things here. So please be careful. You should know everything idea. Performance tuning is the one of the major role for the DBS. Nowadays everything is automation. You can install SQL Server using automation, you can take the backups using automation, you can perform always on configuration migrations using automation. But tuning we need to do. There are third party tools, but even though you need to make certain decisions with the tuning. So tuning will plays one of the major role for entire SQL Server DBS. Okay, so we are
Okay.
going to spend almost 15 to 20 days only on the tuning part. So everything in depth will we will go, and I will share the material like Every batch I will make one content. So if data files are getting full, how to troubleshoot, what kind of errors you will get it, and how to troubleshoot. Log files are getting full, what kind of error you will see, how to troubleshoot. TAMDB, how to troubleshoot. CPU, how to troubleshoot. Memory, how to troubleshoot. 18456 error, IO, how you will troubleshoot. 18456. This is somewhat tricky. 18456. Only this is a part one. Still, part two is available. Maybe today I'm going to discuss about part two for 18456 error. So, tuning is very important. If users are not able to connect, or CPU is hitting high, or application is running slow, uh, what we need to check, it will plays one of the very crucial role. Okay, so no worries. We'll discuss in the advanced level. Okay, now
Yeah.
let me. Okay, one second. Let me. What is this one? I don't want this one stuff. One second, sir. Let me. If I take. Okay, it is zooming. Okay, now let me start, sir. Basically, yesterday we discussed a little bit about SQL Server. What is SQL Server? So when you just start your career in SQL Server as a SQL Server database administrator, okay, we must and should know something about SQL Server before we go and see what kind of activities we'll perform in the SQL Server, what kind of role, okay, what is our major task. Forget about all that stuff. First, let's see how SQL Server will work internally. That is what very important. So when you are performing, so for example, see if you open so for example, if you open Amazon, so once you open Amazon, what you will do, you will try to log in, right? So you will try to sign up. So you will provide your email address and you will provide your passwords. Once you log in into the page, so once you log in into the page, then you can see all the products which are available in Amazon. You can book the products, you can cancel the products, you can update the products, you can track the product where it is. Whenever you once you book the product, you can track it, right? So what is the state of your order, whether it has been picked or delivered, or started shipping. So you can track all this, right? Somewhere your data need to store, right? Otherwise, how you can see everything from here? Yes or no? This is the one of the best examples. So this is front end actually. Amazon is a front end, Flipkart is a front end, WhatsApp is a front end. Okay, Teams, Skype, anything is a front end. So front end, it can be anything. It's a client, sir. For example, take a client. This is a client. Amazon is your client. SBI is your client. ICICI Bank is your client. Okay, Excel Catalan is a client. ExxonMobil is a client. Okay, they are having multiple tools, multiple applications, multiple tools, multiple web applications. Okay, reporting servers. A lot of applications are available. So, for example, Amazon is my client, and Amazon is my uh, major client. So now, in Amazon, when I open the Amazon website, okay, I'm having lot of pages. See, if I go to the mobile, entire your dashboards has been changed, image has been changed, the products has been changed. If I go to the electronics, again the dashboard is changed, the items has been changed, the offers, everything has been changed. So from customer point of view, you are the customers who is opening Amazon site and you are booking the orders, everything. So for example, if you open mobile and you wanted to book a laptop, or you wanted to book a mobile, you wanted to book a some groceries, something. Okay, so when I open Amazon.in, so my site is working very well. But once I open my mobile, it is running bit slow. Okay, now users will complain to the customer care, to the customer who is supporting this one. They will contact, hey, while I'm booking, my errors are taking a lot of time. Then your application team will contact the DBS. Hey, so and so application, so and so pages are getting slow. That is what we are doing, sir. Actually, basically, because when you open this one, we are having lot of tabs, lot of products, lot of offers. Each product having different offers, means each product's data somewhere is residing in our databases. But we don't know specially to which instance, to which database this data is residing, until unless we should get, get confirmation from application team. Assume you newly joined into the project, so you will ask, hey, can you please confirm me which SQL instance you are noticing slowness? Can you please confirm me which database is running slowness? So there the performance tuning will start actually. So before we go into that much advanced level, let's start knowing about how SQL is working. How SQL is working. So for example, if I open Amazon.in and I'm trying to provide my username and password, I'm trying to log in, I need to provide my username and password. So by mistakenly you forget your email address, you forget your password, and whenever you are trying to log in, it will show you invalid email address, invalid password, incorrect password. You are getting some response, right? Yes, no?
Yes.
Yes. So basically what's happening internally means, okay, so when you deep dive into the how uh, all the database management systems are working, not only SQL, sir. If you go for Oracle, MySQL, PostgreSQL, any database management system, okay, how it will work means there is a client, there is a server. Okay, your client will send request to the server. Your client will send request to the server, and server need to respond. Server need to respond. So before we go into we'll discuss all this reporting services, analysis services, integration services, everything. Let's go into a basic, sir. SQL Server will follows client and server architecture. If you go to the SQL Server architecture, entire your SQL Server architecture, SQL Server will follows client and server architecture. A client is nothing but, I told you, right? Amazon or Flipkart or WhatsApp or Teams or Skype, anything, sir. A client. And server is your SQL, where you are storing our data, either Oracle or SQL or MySQL or PostgreSQL, anything you can call it as a server. Client, server. Client will send request to the server, server need to respond. Okay, so SQL Server, basically it's a Microsoft RDBMS. Sorry. Okay, sorry. So SQL Server will follows Microsoft is nothing. SQL Server is nothing but RDBMS technology, a relational database management system. Okay, tomorrow I will explain what is this RDBMS and why we are calling it RDBMS. Okay, we'll see all this. Let's today stick with the SQL Server architecture. Again, sir, today I'm not going for in-depth about architecture. So keep on our journey. You will keep on get multiple concepts. Then you need to make it together. Then you are good at SQL Server architecture, because lot many things we need to know about architecture, because how internally SQL is performing. It's not easy to discuss right away in the starting of or beginning of our sessions. Okay, but you should know about architecture before we go and start one by one concept. what kind of activities will perform in SQL Server. So Microsoft is a RDBMS technology, a relational database management system that works on a client server architecture. Your client is nothing but your Amazon or Flipkart, anything, sir. Your server is nothing but your SQL Server. This is your SQL Server. Okay, so whenever you try to pass your login name and password, it will directly connect to the server. It will validate your username and password. If it is perfect, it will allow you to log in. In case your username is not available in this database, passwords are not available, invalid password, then it will pop up invalid username, invalid password. So when that is how the interaction is making to the client and server. Whatever you are opening, sir, either you are filling the passports, you are filling the PAN card, you are filling the other, you are applying any government post, okay, you will fill your details, right? So that details are storing in these databases. Either it can be SQL or any other database management system. So it will connect to this, it will connect to the Oracle, SQL, MySQL, PostgreSQL. We don't know, sir. Actually, this Amazon using SQL Server, or Amazon using Oracle, or Amazon using MySQL, or Amazon using PostgreSQL. Till now, we don't know. But in backend, there is a database. Somewhere your data is storing. Getting my point? So otherwise, how you can pull the bank statement? Best example, sir. You will log into the bank, so and so bank, and you will pull the report, right? Bank statement for 6 months, bank statement for 1 month, bank statement for 1 year, bank statement, right? So how you are getting this data? So when you start clicking something, submitting something in the back end, it will connect to the server, it will pull the data, whatever you are requesting. That is how the interaction is, communication is making from your client and server. So client, server. Now, so okay, you open something so and so block, and you pass your login name and password, and you click on submit. So now what will happen? So end user is performing something. Is ordering some product, or is updating the product, or is deleting the product, or is tracking the product. Mostly four transaction will perform in real world, right? Insert, update, delete, select. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. From you, it's very simple, sir. From top end, when you see the top end, it's very simple. What you will do, either you will open Android application, or you will open in the browser, you will search, you will book the order. See, it seems very simple process from the front end. Front end, whatever you are seeing is a front end, sir. Whatever you see, the back end is very complex. Very complex. Front end is very easy. You are seeing everything in the front end till now. Go to the back end, you will see how complex it is. So front end, it's very easy. But from the back end, multiple things are happening in the back end, sir. When you just placing your order, when you are tracking your order, when you are updating your order, when you are deleting your order, back end it is doing multiple things. That is what we should know, what exactly it is doing in the back end, sir. Getting my point? So when you go for back end, what is happening, you must and should know about how SQL engine is performing, how SQL engine is performing in the back end. That is nothing but architecture, so SQL server architecture. Got you, everyone?
Yes.
Yes. So as a
Yeah.
database administrator, everyone must and should know about architecture. Either it can be SQL or Oracle, anything. We should know about architecture, how internal it is performing. Don't go for blogs and search for architecture, blah blah something, sir. You will see lot of theoretical part. lots of theoretical part. Try to understand the logic behind what exactly in the back end it is doing. That is too good for you. Okay, that is too good for you. So for example, you are performing insert or update or delete. You are performing insert or update or delete. Okay, so assume you are a end user who is performing insert or update or delete. Okay, insert or update or delete. So first it will go to the operating system. It will go to the operating system where your SQL is installed. It will first connect to the server where your SQL is installed. It will connect to the server where Oracle is installed. So first it will connect to the server where your SQL is installed. SQL is installed. So once it connect to the server through network, through network. Okay. So via network, it will connect to the SQL. Via network, it will connect to the SQL. So to make interaction, so to make interaction, okay, to make interaction here, SQL server using some protocol. Okay, so between your operating system, between your SQL, between your operating system, between your SQL, there is a protocol that is nothing but network packets. Network packets. Via network packets, it will make the communication to the SQL server. So that we are calling as a TDS, tabular data structure. TDS in the form of TDS packets, sir. It will make a communication. Either you are performing insert or update or delete, whatever, sir, whatever. So how the connection is making? First, it will connect to the operating system. First, it will connect to the operating system. From operating system through network packets, it will connect to the SQL server. How, Subbu? There are there are three network packets are available. One is shared memory, one is named pipes, one is TCP/IP protocol. Sir, before 2005, we have four protocols. One more is VIA. VIA. There are four protocols actually. VIA is already duplicated. No more, sir. Now you will see only three protocols: shared memory, named pipes, TCP/IP. So once your connection is established to the server, from the server to the SQL, how the connection is establishing? Via any one of this protocol. Any one of this protocol, either shared memory or named pipes or TCP/IP. Using any one of this protocol, it will make the communication to the SQL. Got you, everyone?
Yeah,
See,
got it.
SQL Server Network Interface is the network protocol layer to connect to the DB engine. To connect to the DB engine. Basically, we'll have three protocols: shared memory, named pipes, TCP/IP. Okay, so it is using TDS, tabular data stream. Actually, this feature inherited from the Sybase, basically. Okay, this feature is already available in the Sybase. Same feature Microsoft has been inherited to the SQL as well. See, it is an application layer protocol used to transfer the data between database engine to client using packets, network packets. It is transferring your data. It is transferring your data. It's initially designed and developed by Sybase only, basically. Okay, but we are using the same, sir. Till now also we are using same TDS packets only. Still we are using TDS packets. So your data is uh, transferring between your client and SQL via TDS, via network packets. Then what is this shared memory? What is this named pipes? What is the protocol? So basically when you start digging, sir, when you just start digging about SQL architecture, there are three layers actually, basically. One is, okay, assume sir this is your entire SQL server. Okay, so one is SQL OS architecture. SQL OS architecture. One is network layer, network protocols, network protocols. Now here there will be engine, your SQL engine, SQL engine. Again, SQL engine, there are two different engines are available. One is relational engine, one is relational engine, one is storage engine. Storage engine. So SQL, forget about SQL OS, sir. We'll discuss in the advanced level because that is so important. Okay, it contains lot of internals we need to discuss. What is cooperative schedulers, what is preemptive schedulers, what is the thread life cycle, uh, what is master and slave architecture, how it is working. Okay, so we'll discuss a lot about SQL OS in the advanced level. Forget about this layer. Today we are going to discuss about network protocols. We will discuss about SQL engine. We'll discuss about relational engine. We'll discuss about storage engine. Make sense? Except SQL OS architecture, we are discussing everything, sir. Got you? So if you wanted to become somewhat stronger in architecture, you should know about all these three different layers. So how many layers are available, sir? Three layers. One is SQL OS layer, one is network protocol layer, one is SQL engine layer. Under SQL engine layer, again two engines, relational engine, storage engine. Got you? Okay, not okay?
Yeah, okay, got it.
Okay, so forget about SQL OS. We are not discussing anything SQL OS. We'll discuss everything in the advanced level so that you will become stronger in thread life cycles. Okay, you should know about the thread life cycle. You should know about how SQL OS is working. Basically, in a simple lay terms, I'm just giving a, just 2 minutes about SQL OS. So, for example, you are performing some insert or update or delete. You are performing some insert or update delete. First, it will connect via network. Via network, it will connect to the SQL OS. SQL OS. Okay. See, it will via network. It will connect to the SQL OS. Is the topmost layer of your database engine, sir. When you are trying to connect to the SQL, there is database engine. But for this engine, one layer is available internally, that is SQL OS engine. So when you once you connect to the SQL, if you open any query to perform certain things, so for example, I want to read the data. I want to read the data. Select star from, okay, sales order details. So for example, I wanted to read the data. Okay, so it taken 1 second to complete and it pulled 1,21,317 rows. Anyone think that how you got this 68? If I open one more query, 73. If I open one more query, 74. If I open one more query, 75. If I open one more query, 76. How you are getting this ID? From where it is getting? SQL OS. SQL OS is generating this ID. Backend. Backend, the SQL OS is generating ID, sir. See? Okay. So once you connect, once you try to make interaction to the server, okay, it will connect to the SQL OS. SQL OS. SQL OS is nothing but additional top layer who can interact with your operating system. SQL OS only having capabilities to interact with your operating system, not your database engine, sir. Your database engine is not interacting with the operating system. Who is interacting with the operating system? SQL OS is interacting with the operating system, and SQL OS is getting this SPID. system process ID. Technically, you should call it as a SPID, system process ID. Whatever you are seeing, that 75, 76, 74, 68, right? That is SPID. From where it is getting? Your SQL OS is getting that SPID. SQL OS is getting that system process ID. Now you got it, everyone? Are you there, sir?
Yes. Yeah.
Only one S remaining people. No, I can repeat it. Okay, no
Yes,
worries. We have a lot of time.
we got it.
This, yeah, sorry.
No, I got it.
Yeah. So in a simple lay terms, okay. So via network, it will first it will connect to the via network. It is trying to interact with your SQL engine, right? Before it interact with the SQL engine, there is one more layer called SQL OS engine, SQL OS layer. Okay, that layer is getting the session ID for your insert or update or delete, whatever you are performing, sir. Whatever you are performing, insert or update or delete, whatever you are performing, okay, you will get one session ID via your SQL OS. So that's what we'll discuss a lot about SQL as an advanced level. Let's focus about okay, network protocols. So your network protocols are trying to make the communication transferring the data from client to server, server to client, client to server, and server to client. Then someone may ask a question: what is the shared memory? What is named pipes? What is TCP/IP? See, sir, when you go to the architecture, unfortunately, uh, when you go and search in Google, also you can't find the best documents about SQL OS or SQL architecture. See, if you go and search for Oracle architecture, okay, you will see a best article. Everything he pinpointed everything. Uh, this is the best architecture diagram I can say you. Even I am a SQL engineer. Okay, I love Oracle architecture diagrams because they mention very clearly, neatly everything pinpoint. They displayed everything here. But if you go to the SQL architecture, not that much handy, sir. That is the one thing. Okay, we will disappoint when you go for SQL architecture. He will everywhere. This is what you will find whenever you are searching somewhere. I'm not sure why Microsoft not designed like how Oracle designed the architecture. Getting my point? Getting that is only one thing I majorly disappointed by Microsoft. Why he not designed like how Oracle designed the architecture? See, sir, you love the architecture diagram when you open the Oracle, but so when you open the SQL architecture diagram, you definitely will get laugh. Okay, I can't do anything and you can't do anything. That is from Microsoft. Getting my point? Okay, that's the reason I made something a different kind of image, sir. So whenever you are performing insert or update or delete, okay, so first it will connect to the operating system via network. From operating system, it will go to the SQL network protocols, via network protocols. Once it connect to the SQL, before we have one more layer called SQL OS. That SQL OS will generate one session ID for your select statement, for your insert statement, for your update statement.
Your voice
Getting my,
is breaking.
oh, my voice is breaking.
Yeah, now it's clear. Actually, meanwhile, it was.
Okay. Now it's clear, everyone.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, see, sir. Again, I am repeating. So, when you are performing inserts or updates or deletes, okay, uh, think in it. Normal approach, sir. If you go to the bank, everyone, if you go to the bank, you decided to open the account. First, what you will do, you will go to the nearest bank, whatever bank you want to open the account, and you will provide all your details like photo, address proof, okay, and they will and minimum balance, and they will create an account for you. Once they create an account for you on that bank, then you can perform your transactions. You can credit, you can deposit the amount, you can withdraw the amount. Okay, you can delete your account from that bank. You can play with that, right? You can update your address or email address or your mobile number, like same throughout the global. We are performing creating, inserting, updating, deleting, selecting. Agree, not agree? So whatever you are performing, sir, okay, whatever you are performing, SQL OS will create one session ID. Either you are creating the data, or you are inserting the data, or you are updating the data. SQL server will provide one session ID for this connection. For this connection, every connection, SQL server will provide one session ID. From where that session ID is getting, sir? From the SQL OS. Got you, everyone?
Yes, yes, got it.
So, between your SQL OS and your operating system, how it is making communications are via protocols. What protocols? Shared memory, named pipes, TCP/IP. These are the three protocols. Okay, what is shared memory, sir? What is shared memory? Anyone? Any idea?
The client and server both
Share
will.
the memory like it's available for the OS mobile, OS and this server both we can use.
Okay. Any other answers?
And the protocol, the shared memory protocol being used, uh, the client and server both are uh, in the same server and then it communicate from
Okay.
there itself.
Yes. Explain. I will. Yeah, you're good. Almost you were right. Okay. See, See, for example, take my laptop, sir. Take my laptop. I install SQL in currently my laptop. Three SQL instances are running. One, two, three. Three engines are running in my laptop. Okay. So my server is available. Sir, SSMS is the tool,
Yes,
sir.
Prabhu,
Yeah.
your voice is also breaking and your I'm not able to see your screen.
Oh, shit.
I don't see any issue
Um,
here.
Everyone is saying same issue or
No, I don't have an issue.
No, for me
okay.
there is no issue.
yeah,
Okay,
no,
then
now it's
maybe.
connected.
Okay, okay.
No,
Okay,
now it's
no problem.
connected.
Okay, no problem, no problem. See, so for example, take my laptop. Okay, come on here. Okay, so take my laptop. This is my mission, my laptop. In my laptop, I install SQL Server. Okay, I install SQL Server. One SQL instance is running, and I install SSMS. I install SSMS as well. SSMS is the tool, sir. Microsoft provided tool to connect to the SQL. Okay, so if it is also, you can call it as a, treat it as a client. Okay, so when you open the client and server on the same mission, then by default it will use shared memory shared memory. Try to understand the logic. Within the server, assume this is my server. Within the server, client is available, server is available. When you are trying to connect to the SQL server, see, sir, I can show you. See, let me disable TCP/IP protocol. Let me restart, sir. Let me restart once. Now I am having only one protocol. Agree, not agree? I am having only one protocol, that is nothing but shared memory. That is nothing but shared memory. Come on here. Okay, now see, sir. Yeah, now see. So currently my TCP/IP is disabled, named pipes is disabled. I'm only using shared memory. I'm only using shared memory. Now let me go and connect to the SQL again. See, I am making communication. My client make the communication to the SQL via shared memory because my client and my server are on the same mission. Getting my point? But in real world, no, shared memory mostly we won't use. By default, shared memory is enabled again. By default, shared memory is enabled. But in real world, your application will be in the different server. Your application will be in the different server, and your SQL is in different server. If you wanted to communicate between these from one server to another server, then you must and should enable TCP/IP protocol. Throughout the global, you can connect if you open TCP/IP protocol. Getting my point? If your client and server on the same mission, you can use shared memory. If your client and server are in the different missions, then you must and should use TCP/IP protocol to make the communication. Got you, everyone?
Yes, got it. Yeah, actually, so if we by mistakenly, if we disable the TCP/IP, so what type of error we will get?
No, communication error. The network communication failed. Communication errors because it's unable to interact with the SQL server via remotely. Remotely. Again, I mean to say remotely. This is remote server. This is different server. This is different server. So remotely, when you are trying to make the communication from remotely, you will get the network communication error. Network communication
So
broken some.
client will be not able to connect, right?
No, he can't connect to the SQL server.
And we can connect properly. We can work,
No,
right?
you can connect. So who is connecting to this server and opening SSMS in this server and opening SQL server from this server? Yes, you can make the communication. From local server, yes. From remote server, no.
Okay,
Because
got it.
local server it is using shared memory. Local server it is using shared memory. Remote server, no, sir. Remote server, no. Remote server means you need to enable TCP/IP protocol. Understand? Not understand?
Yeah, got it, got it.
So if what is shared memory, if someone is asking what is shared memory, if my client and server are on the same mission and I am trying to make the communication, by default it will use the shared memory. Got it? If your client and server on the different mission or on the different mission, it will use TCP/IP protocol, TCP/IP protocol. And you may ask one question: what is the named pipe, sir? Then sir, you know about the LAN cable? Every laptop, every device, there will be LAN. So if your client and server is connecting via LAN cable, okay, then you should enable named pipes. Mostly, we never encourage the named pipes. We will disable the named pipes, okay, as a best practice until unless there is application compatibility. There is really application compatibility, then we will enable the named pipes. Otherwise, mostly we'll disable the named pipes. So who when your client and server is communicating via LAN cables. Okay, then we will use named pipes, sir. Otherwise, by default, shared memory or TCP/IP protocol to make the communication between your client and server. Clear? Not clear? If someone is asking what is named pipes, so your answer should be, so when we are trying to make the communication between your client and server via LAN cable. Okay, see sir, once you enter into the office, there will be everyone you are having own your desk. You will go to your desk and you will attach your LAN cable. Once you are attached to the LAN cable, you will get the client network, right? So how you are making the communication via LAN. So if that is how you are making the communication, then you need to enable the named pipes. Shared memory, no, no nothing sir. Local server. From the local server, if you are making the communication, then you will use the shared memory. If you are using remotely, we'll use the TCP/IP protocol. If you are making communication between your server to client via LAN cable, then you will use the named pipes. Questions? And there is one more protocol, sir. VIA. It is already duplicated. No more, sir. You will see. Earlier, olden days, like 10 to 15 years ago, we used to connect via Wi-Fi. So when you are connecting communication between your client and server via Wi-Fi, then we used to enable VIA protocol. But now no more that is available, sir. No need to worry. So earlier days, olden days, we are having four protocols. One is VIA, shared memory, TCP/IP, named pipes. So VIA is already duplicated. So what is VIA? Means if you are making the communication between your client and server via Wi-Fi, then we will enable VIA protocol. Now no more. Named pipes means whenever you are making communication between your client and server via LAN cable, then we'll enable the named pipes. Widely used protocol is TCP/IP protocol, sir. Remotely. Questions? Clear? Not clear?
Yeah, clear.
Okay. And last but not least, uh, the default port number of SQL Server is 1433. That is nothing but your TCP/IP port number, sir. What is the port number of SQL Server? 1433. That port is basically for TCP/IP. TCP/IP. Okay. So if you go to the configuration manager, no worries. I will install the SQL Server. I will show you everything. Okay. If you go to the TCP/IP protocol properties, okay, go to the IP address. Here you will see the port number. Here you will see the port number. So what is the default port number? 1433. Can I change the port number? Yes, sir. You can change. You can change the port number. But if you are changing the port number, you need to restart the SQL services. You need to restart the SQL services. So what is the default port number? 1433. Can I change the port number? Yes, sir. You can change the port number. You can change the port number. We'll discuss all this part in the coming sessions. Okay. No worries. I'm just discussing only theoretical part. How your network protocol will works. We are having three: shared memory, TCP/IP, named pipes. What is shared memory? When you are making communication from locally, it will use shared memory. When you are connecting from remotely, it will use the TCP/IP protocol. When you are making communication via LAN cable, then it will use the named pipes. How you know that we are using LAN cable means your application team will come to you and say that, hey, we are using LAN cable connectivity. Can you please go and enable named pipes? But as a best practice, we should not encourage the named pipes. Question, sir, about protocols. Everyone understand? Not understand?
Yes, got it.
Yes,
No.
yes,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah,
Is there
once
any
you
static and dynamic port?
sorry.
Actually, I'm saying, is there any static and dynamic port?
Yeah. This is a static port. That's what. As of now, no need to worry. Again, I will come up this concept because
Acha,
we not
okay.
yet install SQL Server, right? Once we install SQL
Yeah,
Server,
yeah.
we'll discuss all these concepts.
Okay,
Today,
okay.
just
Fine. Okay.
theoretical part. I next to two sessions also theoretical part. Okay. Later on,
Yeah,
once we start installing SQL Server, then we'll go for theoretical, practical, theoretical, practical. Okay.
yeah.
That's what. First 2 days, little bit bored, but that is very, very core internal, sir. You should understand the logics. Okay. Even it bored also, you should understand. First 2, 3 sessions are very, very critical for us. Not 3 sessions, first 10 sessions are very critical. Very, very critical. You should know, must and should know all these concepts to become strong in SQL Server. Okay. Next. So now, sir. So once I connect to the SQL Server via any protocol, either shared memory or named pipes or TCP/IP, now I am trying to connect to the SQL Server. So in SQL, entire SQL Server architecture, database engine will plays very crucial role, sir. Very crucial role. See, database engine, analysis service, reporting services, integration services. Forget about all these tools. Okay, we'll discuss later. Let's focus on here. Database engine. Database engine will plays one of the crucial role in entire SQL Server architecture. Throughout your career in SQL DBA, not only SQL DBA, throughout your career as a SQL, Microsoft SQL, you will connect to the database engine. You will connect to the database engine. So database engine is processing everything, sir. Database engine is processing everything. So database engine is the core component of your SQL Server architecture. Your SQL Server architecture plays a major role, which is processing your queries, transactions, everything, sir. Everything, whatever you are doing, securities, uh, processing, connecting, threads, everything, whatever you are doing, everything will done by SQL engine. So SQL engine will plays one of the very crucial role in entire SQL Server architecture. This is my database engine, DB engine, which is playing everything. Whatever you are doing in entire SQL Server, you need to supposed to connect to the database engine, sir. So once you connect to the database engine, then you can do whatever you want, sir. You can create the databases, you can create the logins, you can configure replication, you can configure polybase, you can configure always on, you can configure lot many things here. You can do lot many, sir. Once you connect to the database engine, you can do lot many things. But in sir, when you see it's a database engine. When you see from front end, it's a database engine. You know that okay, database engine is doing lot many things, but when you go to the internals, when you go to the internal, your database engine is again divided into two engines. One is relational engine, one is storage engine. One is relational engine, one is storage engine. So when you see from front end, okay, I am connecting to the database engine, my database engine is doing everything. But when you go internally, so your database engine contains two engines again. One is relational engine, one is storage engine. One is relational engine, one is storage engine. One second, sir. Let me pick the ticket. Come on. Yeah. Okay. So one is relational engine, one is storage engine. So once you connect to the database engine, how the queries are processing now. So in relational engine, okay, there are three components are available. One is parser, parser, optimizer, and executor. Executor. In in relational engine, three major components are available: command parser, query optimizer, query executor. Command parser, query optimizer, query executor. Okay, so in relational engine, we are having three components again: command parser, query optimizer, query executor. What exactly it is doing, sir? So, for example, today I am explaining insert select operation. Select is nothing but data retrieval, sir. You are seeing the data, like you are seeing your bank statement, you are seeing your credit card statement, you are seeing your order tracking, right? So nothing but reading. Select is nothing but read. You are reading the data. So today I'm explaining about the read. Tomorrow I will explain insert, update, delete. When you are performing insert or update or delete, how SQL engine is doing internally, what exactly it is doing, that tomorrow I will explain. Today strictly will stick with select statement. Select is nothing but read, sir. Reading the data. So assume, sir, you are performing select star from emp. Select star from emp means you are reading the data. So first it will connect to the database engine. Again it will go to the relational engine. Under the relational engine, first it will go to the command parser. Command parser will check the syntax, whatever you written, sir. So for example, you written like something. So for example, like this. Okay, and you are executing. See, it is checking the syntax checks. It will check the syntax. So for example, by mistakenly instead of from, you written a wrong syntax, sir. So in incorrect syntax. So command parser will check the syntax, whatever you been written, whatever you been written, right? Either it can be select or insert or update or delete, whatever, sir. When you perform insert or update or delete, it will verify the syntax. In case uh, in case any thing wrong in the syntax, it will pop up invalid email address, invalid email address, incorrect email address, in incorrect syntax. So like that you will get one pop up. Who is performing, sir? Your parser. Command parser will check the syntax checks. Okay, once your syntax check is everything is done, means you properly return, sir, from. Once your syntax is perfect, sorry, once your parser, see, sir, here you can parse. Once your syntax is perfect, then what it will do, sir? Once, so whenever you are performing select star from emp, once it parse, your command parser is perfect, then what it will do means it will prepare the query tree. Your command parser will prepare the query tree. Sir, this is high level language. You can understand, but SQL can't understand. So what command parser will do, once it check the syntax, if syntax is perfect, then your command parser will prepare the query tree. Command parser will prepare the query tree. Getting my point, everyone? It will prepare the query tree. Again, sir, it's very difficult to understand right away because we need to know lot many things to understand this concept. Again, I will come up in the advanced level to make so clear. Okay. it will prepare the query tree. What do you mean by that query tree means? So for example, uh, let's make something complex to understand easily. Yeah. So it will prepare like this one tree internally, sir, to understand. Okay, internally what it will do, right? What are the tables you are trying to retrieve? What are the columns you are trying to retrieve? Whether these columns are available or not, whether these tables are available or not, everything it will bind, and it will prepare one tree format internally. It will prepare one tree format like this, sir. Okay, but not exactly like this, because this is the execution plan. Okay, this is the execution plan, right? How it will looks like. You need to troubleshoot. Poonam, you told, right? This is how you need to troubleshoot in real world. It is a small
Yeah.
plan. It's a very small plan. I will show you very complex plan to troubleshoot how. Okay, no worries on that part. So what command parser will do, sir? Command parser will check the syntax. Once the syntax is fine, it will prepare the query tree. What is that preparing query tree means? If someone is asking, it will verify whether whatever the tables you are calling, right? See, I am calling sales order details, whether this table is available or not, whether these columns are available or not. So, for example, line total, whether this column is available or not, whether these tables are available or not, and it will convert this high level language to low level language, which SQL can understand, which SQL can understand. That technically you are calling as a query tree. Query tree. Got it, everyone? So what command parser will do? Command parser will parse the request, syntax checks, along with it will bind the request, and it will prepare the query tree. Once your query tree is prepared from high level to low level, that query tree will go to the optimizer. Optimizer. Now I am just explaining only for 2 minutes our optimizer. Again, I will go into the advanced level. I will take almost 3 to 4 hours to explain about our optimizer. Optimizer will plays very crucial role in entire your database engine. Optimizer is one of the crucial roles, sir. Optimizer is a heart for entire your database engine. I can simply say optimizer is like a heart, or it's like a brain. It's like a brain. If brain goes down, you will go to the coma. If optimizer is not performing, your performance will lag like anything, sir. So optimizer will plays very crucial role in entire your database engine. So once command parser will check the syntax checks and prepare the tree, that tree will go to the optimizer. That tree will go to the optimizer. Then optimizer will prepare the execution plan. This is how it will prepare, sir, one plan. So who is preparing this plan? Your optimizer. Your optimizer is preparing this plan. Your optimizer. So to understand easily in a simple lay terms, assume, sir, you decided to go a family occasion, family tour. You will plan, right? How many days, from which day to which day, how we need to travel, where we need to stay, whether we need to travel roadway or airway or train. Okay, and what is the budget per member? What is the budget? Okay, so you will calculate everything, right, sir? Yes or no? Are you there?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Like same, your optimizer will also cost base, sir. It's a cost base. From our point of view, money is a cost. from our point of view. But from SQL point of view, cost is nothing but CPU, memory, IO. How much CPU I need to allocate, how much memory I need to allocate, how much IO I need to perform. So one is a cost base and one is the selectivity. Again, sir, if you're not understanding, no worries, no worries. Again, I will come this concept. Almost we are spending 4 to 5 hours only on this optimizer. You will become stronger. I will promise you, sir. Currently, who are not understanding, no worries at all. Again, I will come up. Okay. So, how optimizer is preparing, sir? Your optimizer is preparing based on the cost and selectivity. Selectivity, very, very important. Selectivity. Someone who is asking, what is optimizer? So, optimizer will prepare the execution plan based on the cost, based on the selectivity. Clear? Not clear? Based on the cost, based on the selectivity. What is the cost, sir? Your cost is nothing but CPU, memory, IO. Selectivity means how many records you are spinning, how many records you are spinning. That is the selectivity. Selectivity. So your optimizer will
So,
prepare the
what's the
best plan.
mean of spinning?
Sorry,
What is the mean of the spinning? I don't know what.
spinning, data spinning, right, sir? Right, ma'am. So when you perform this one,
Fetching.
fetching, yeah, fetching, fetching.
Oh,
So for example, if I'm running this one, so how many records it is fetching? How many records it is fetching?
oh,
Almost 1,21,317 rows. It is spinning
yeah.
or
Fetch,
fetching.
fetch
Okay,
the
got it, got it.
record. Yes.
So based on the selectivity, based on the cost, your optimizer will prepare the execution plan. Once your optimizer prepares the plan, that plan will go to the executor. Executor, what it will do? Executor starts executing the query. Executor will start executing the query. But in relational engine, there is no data. In relational engine, there is no data. Where the data is available, sir? Storage engine. So your executor will send request to the storage engine. Hey, I got so and so request. For this request, I want this data. I want this data. So your executor will send request to the storage engine. Before we discuss about storage engine, everyone clear about relational engine, sir? Ma'am, everyone clear?
Yes, 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 yes.
Again, I'm repeating. Once it connect to the database engine, it will go to the relational engine. Under relational engine, again three components. One is command parser, one is optimizer, one is executor. First, it will go to the command parser. It will check the syntax error and it will bind the request and it will prepare the query tree. Okay, to understand low level. Once the query tree is prepared, it will go to the optimizer. Your optimizer will prepare the plan, execution plan based on the cost, based on the selectivity. Based on the cost, based on the selectivity, your optimizer will prepare the best plan. Best plan. Once the plan is prepared, it will go to the executor. Executor try to execute the data, but we don't have data. So executor will send request to the storage engine. Executor will send request to the storage engine. Up to here, clear everyone?
Yes.
Under storage engine, we are having access method. Access method. Okay. So access method. Okay, access method. So first your executor will send request to the access method request to the access method. Hey, I got so and so request from so and so client, can you please provide me the data? So access method what access method contains APIs, application programming interface. Lot of APIs, sir. A lot of APIs. Okay, access method contains lot of APIs which can understand whether it is a select statement or whether it is a non-select statement. Non-select statement. Non-select statement means insert, update, delete, alter, create, truncate, drop, whatever you are performing, sir. That we will discuss in the next sessions. Okay, what are the commands will do it. So your access method first analyze whether it is a select statement or whether it is a non-select statement. So today I'm discussing about select statement. Today let's focus on select statement. Tomorrow we'll discuss non-select statement. Tomorrow we'll discuss about non-select statements, sir. Okay. Now access method also not containing any data. Access method contains multiple APIs to understand what sort of request received from the executor. Okay, now access method analyze. We got a request from executor to provide the data for select statement. Now, what access method will do? Access method understand, okay, this is the select statement. Okay, this is the select statement. Your access method request to the buffer manager. Your access method request to the buffer manager. Very, 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 very important, sir. Buffer manager. Buffer manager. Buffer manager is nothing but RAM. Your RAM, sir. Memory, our memory. Okay, so access method will request to the buffer manager. Buffer manager is nothing but a RAM, our memory, sir. Buffer manager will contains
Is it,
buffer. Yes,
excuse me, is it called a cache?
yes, cache. That's what I'm trying to explain.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
so in buffer manager we are having buffer pools. Buffer pools. In buffer pool we are having caches. Cache, data cache, plan cache, log cache, log cache. So lot many caches are available, sir, in buffer pool. Okay, buffer cache. Sorry. Data cache, plan cache, log cache. Okay, there are too many caches are available in buffer. In buffer. Okay, so access method will send request to the buffer manager. Buffer manager will request to the data cache. Very, very important. Data cache. Again, no worries. Tomorrow I will discuss lots, sir. Okay, today just a brief intro. Tomorrow we'll go for in-depth to understand. Next 2 days there are dependency. Again, sir, try to understand. First 10 sessions are dependency sessions. You are having lot many questions on your mind, but after 10 days you will tell that I am pretty much clear, because these 10 sessions are dependency sessions. What I mean to say. Okay, just hold on, sir. You will get it after 10 days. You will feel that I am so strong at internals. Okay, so data cache, plan cache, okay, log cache. There are lot many caches are available. Lock, 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 LCK, lock cache. So your access method will send request to the buffer manager. Buffer manager will send request to the buffer pools. Buffer pool will send request to the data cache. Very, very important, sir. Data cache. Okay. Sir, first time I'm performing this select. I will show you practically, no worries, in advanced level. In the advanced level, I will show you everything practically. No worries. Okay. Select star from EMP. Now, sir, I am running this select statement first time. First time I'm running. I don't have any data in the data cache. Sir, take example to bank. Every bank there will be main locker. Yes or no? Main locker. And in the bank there will be accountant will be available, cashiers will be available. They are maintaining small caches. Once they log in morning, they will go to the main locker. They will get some amount and they will keep in the sub lockers. Yes or no? Yes. Are you there?
Yes. Mhm.
Yes, right?
Yes. Mhm.
Yes. So this is a small cache, ma'am. Everyone, small cache. Okay. The main is your database. The original is your database, where actual data is residing in your database actually. Okay. The first time when you are performing select statement, first it will go to the cache to verify any data is available. Currently there is nothing. Currently there is nothing. It is empty. Now what it will do, right? It will go to the it will go to the your database. It will go to the database. It will get the data. It will place the data copy here. Okay. And same data it will sends to the access method. Your access method will sends to the executor. Your executor will execute this data, and that data will display to the user. This is what happening internally, sir. So when you are performing select statement first time, command parser will check syntax error. Optimizer will prepare the execution plan. Your executor sends a request to the access method. Your access method sends a request to the buffer manager. Your buffer manager sends a request to the data cache. Currently, there is no data available in the data cache. Your data cache will request to the database to provide the data. Once it provide the data, it will place one copy in the data cache, and same data it will send to the user. Next time same select statement user is performing, it will get the data from the data cache, not from the database, because data is already available in the data cache. Got it? Clear?
So,
Not
bro,
clear?
actually, command parser, access method is the part of the storage engine, right?
Yes, yes.
So it does, matlab it just decide that it non-select statement or a select statement.
Select
So
statement.
it store anything or what? Because
Nothing.
it's a part of the
No, no,
storage, so it
no,
store
nothing.
anything.
It just contains the APIs, application programming interface. It understand what kind of sort of request it received and what sort of uh, data we need to provide. So it contains APIs. So it understands whether it is a select statement or it is a non-select statement. It's a select statement or it's a non-select statement. If it is a select statement, this is how it will perform. It will go to the buffer manager. It will go to the data cache. It will verify any data is available. No, currently not available. It will get the data from database. It will place one copy in the data cache. It will send the data to the user. No, it won't store any data. Access method won't store data. Who is storing your data? Buffer manager. Nothing but your RAM. Logical RAM. Logical. Logical it is. Cache is nothing but logical, right? Logical. Physical is your memory, ma'am. Actually, logically, it is allocating some space for SQL Server to spin the data. Buffer manager is logical. Cache. If you restart, everything will gone. Questions? No questions. In a simple way, I explain actually to understand better easy. Whenever you are performing any select statement, first it will connect to the database engine, it will go to the relational engine, it will check the syntax, it will prepare the tree, it will go to the optimizer. Optimizer will prepare the execution plan based on the cost, based on the selectivity. Once the plan is prepared, it will go to the executor. uh, Under relational engine there is no data. Your executor will send a request to the access method. Access method contains multiple APIs to understand whether it is a select statement or non select statement. Your access method will send a request to the buffer manager. Buffer manager will contain lot of caches. First it will verify the data cache whether data is available or not. In case data is available, it will get the data from data cache and it will send to the user. In case there is no data, it will get the data from the database. It will place one copy here and it will send the result to the user. And your plan will also store in the plan cache. Everyone, plan cache. Next time when you are running, it will use the same plan until unless if you won't change the plan. Until unless you won't change the query, your plan won't change, sir. Again, no worries. Tomorrow we'll discuss a lot. You can understand a bit easier. Next 2 days, you need to take 2 days to understand how internal it is working. Okay, not okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it for today. We'll go a bit slow because it's very difficult to understand theoretical part. Okay, anything you are having question before I stop the recording?
Mm,
Yep. Thanks everyone. See you tomorrow.
Subbu,